you're a crazy guitarist, listen to the beginning of this song and listen to the emotion. That's very simple.
Yeah, and then coming right out of, you know, those two legends, we have our very own legend, Mr. Kelly Kerluck, right out of here.
Oh my God. We put this guy against the machine so that everyone knows Kelly is played against, and by against, we just put him on a track so like he doesn't look like a fool. And he doesn't. He never does. Bumblefoot, Satchel, Rusty Cooley, Jimmy Bell, Joey Concepcion, and just on this track alone, Richard Shaw, Marty Freeman, Nuno Bettencourt. It's disgusting, the people he has to contend with, and he just holds his own every single time.
Yeah, check it out. Back into Marty. What's great about Kelly is, you know, with these, especially when we have some of the bigger name guests, sometimes it's limited space that he has to work with, and the way he utilizes that to like actually tell a story with his leads and his solos and harmonies perfectly, so that you don't feel like it's too short ever.
Well, let's be honest. So he's the guitarist in our band, and he only gets about 35, 40 seconds in this song, and that's because look at all the people we got together. So he understood, but the way he writes, it's almost like, okay, so I know Marty's on this. I know Nuno's on this. I know Skolnick's on this. So I'm going to write something that if you pay attention to me for just that moment, you'll know that what I've done is amazing. Like that composition. Because if you go through all the comments on this song, there's like, Marty's the best. I love Skolnick. I love Nuno. And then every once in a while, there's like that Edgar Winter guy, that Jerry Cantrell. Yeah, that's Kelly Kerluck. And if you watch the video, it's just like he's a technical marvel, but he also still has that soul and that feel that you have with someone like Marty or Nuno. So it's not devoid of emotion. It's just technically outrageous. I'd call that triumphant.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we get right back into Mr. Marty Freeman, I believe, coming out of that.
I know, no big deal. He's kind of like the theme of this song.
Yeah.
He's restrained until like the last minute of it. So like if you listen to Marty, it sounds ridiculous. Other than a few little rhymes, he's just milking it up. So that drum beat, that's really Paul, isn't it?
No, I programmed that
to
fill. So we had a gap in the song there where it was just the guitar. Actually, I don't even think at the point we didn't even have this solo in, which is Alex Skolnick.
Nobody.
And so there was just like this real weird gap in the music between Paul's two drum parts, because you'll hear the part that Paul comes in with after this, which is Bananas. So I just put kind of a cool lo-fi kit in the back.
Paul's a very organic drummer. If he had it his way, nothing would be edited. It'd be one take, and anything fake hurts his soul. So if you're one of those old guys going, I don't like these new people. I listen to nothing past So Far So Good, So What by Megadeth, and anything past Gems from Aerosmith is bad, Paul's your boy.
Yeah.
He's the one yelling at us like, don't do it that way. Just get it straight.
I think it sounds cool.
It does. I like it.
What do we got here?
It's not me, it's him.
I like that.
That's one Alex Skolnick from Testament. Well, again, not a lot of time, but in the short period of time. Should we solo? I think we should solo his solo, because it's fucking bananas. And one of the things that Alex had said to me, you know, Alex is doing the jazz thing. And what he had said to me when he heard this song was, Jesus, man, like this made me play a lot faster than I normally do. Anyone that knows Alex Skolnick from Testament. First off, Alex was one of Ollie's favorite guitarists. So I don't want to say he was an afterthought, but we didn't get to Alex. Like we didn't have any connection to him until we were about 3/4 done with this song, and then we found out he was willing to be a part of it. We were like, Ollie would have loved that. And then thinking that there's
Jason hooked that up, right?
Jason Leckberg.
Yeah, Jason
so thank
Leckberg.
you, Leckberg, who, by the way, had conned Skolnick and the trio to play his wedding, which is one of the funniest things ever. So that's how he became friends with them. He's like, by the way, I'm going to hire the Alex Skolnick trio for this gig. And it's his fucking wedding. And they're like, what do you want us to play? Whatever you want. So we got Alex Skolnick to come play on this. So a lot of people were like, oh, he didn't get that much time. Let me just tell you, we made this song longer because Marty and Nuno were both like, we don't have enough time. Skolnick just showed up and was like, okay, I'll play there. And he played it, man. Just play it. He's so good.
Trying to play it. Failing.
If you, again, want to know about tone being in your fingers, that guy, again, just like, he holds the note, and you can just tell. It's one of those things where you hear those harmonics and those overtones and all. You can't fake that. That's if you're Alex Skolnick from Testament, or if you're Marty Freeman or Nuno. So people are, how do you get that sound, or you try to reinvent the tone? We could have put him through literally an MT2 Boss, and he would have sounded amazing because he's Alex Skolnick. And that's something that people need to realize, is that it's in your fingers, and these guys, they're the best for a reason, and we are so honored to have.
Yeah, it's almost part of what makes up a lot of the Lost Symphony tone is the fact that everyone's just sending us these tracks. Like, we're not recording 90% of the guitar solos you're hearing. We're getting an email with like these wave files, and it's so whereas we probably could, if we were doing everything, you'd end up with a track that at least tonally, like sonically, would be very linear if we were doing everything in the studio. But because everyone's coming in with these different amps, different sounds and everything, it gives it like a kind of cool amount of chaos, I think, in the mix. So you can tell when it's each person playing.
And it's one of those things too, that even if we, some people send us DIs and all of that, but they sound so distinctly different. Again, a guy like Kelly, you heard his picking. You know that if you put him through anything, that's going to come through like crazy. So the tone is in his fingers and in his playing. So it's when you have someone who's as good as Marty, or as good as Nuno, or as good as Kelly, you can put them through virtually anything that's decent, and it's going to sound awesome. And someone like Marty sent us like 100 DI tracks on top of his like written tracks. It's like, if it's not good enough, let's feed it back through. And it's like, you listen to his track and you're like, how would you make this better?
Yeah, we used all of Marty, exactly what he sent us. We're like, all right, great, perfect, there we go.